So that's what's at stake going forward. We know one thing for sure come November of 2016. We're going to elect a new president. We're going to elect a new president. But the question is, will it be someone who will not just win, but someone who will move this country forward, or someone who will repeat the mistakes that we've seen under this current president? I think that's the choice we're going to have before us. And then the question isn't just who's going to win the election. It's ultimately who's going to move the country forward. You see, there's a lot of great people. There's a lot of great people out there who are thinking about or are currently in the race for president on the Republican side. And there are some people, there are some of those folks, particularly folks in Washington, who are really good fighters. They're fighting the good fight. They're waving the flag. They're carrying the banner. But they haven't won a whole lot of victories yet. And then there's some other folks out there that have done a really effective job of winning elections. A lot of them are friends of mine, governors or former governors who got elected and then got reelected. They've won a lot of elections, but they haven't taken on a lot of those fights. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, part of the reason why I'm even thinking about what I'm thinking about, and we haven't announced anything yet, it won't until after the end of June when our state budget is done, I have yet to see anyone in the field or emerging field who's done both. I think going forward, we need someone who can fight and win, not just at the ballot box, but can fight and win the battles we need to move this country forward with common sense conservative reforms. That's what we need to move America forward. And so let me just end with this. I'm optimistic about the future. I am. I love this country. I love the people of America, and I know as bad as things have been in our nation's capital, the people of this country haven't let us down, and with the right leadership, we can only get better. And I know it because I see it in states all across this country. I see it in my own state where we transform things just in a short period of time, in one term, the changes we've made, and others have made across the country, state by state, with good, common sense, Republican, reform-minded leadership. What a difference it can make. But I also know it because it's a part of our heritage in this country. I just want to end by telling you this one last story, I should say, that will hopefully leave you with a bit of optimism for the future. Growing up in the small town of Delavan, I loved history, but my family never had a chance to go to Philadelphia. And so it wasn't until later in life that Tonette and I got a chance to go to Philadelphia. And because I loved history, I wanted to go see Independence Hall. You see, for me, geeky as this might sound, that was like where the superheroes worked. You know, the founders of our country who were bigger than life. So I got up early in the morning. My wife and I went out. We went by and saw the Liberty Bell. And then we made our way as the sun was coming up to go over to Independence Hall. We walked in and you look at it. And any of you have ever been there, you realize it's literally not much bigger than the stage I'm standing in right now. And I looked at the desk. And I looked at the chairs. And I took it all in. And it dawned on me. These were ordinary people. Ordinary people who did something quite extraordinary. You see, these were people who didn't just risk their political careers. These are people who didn't just risk their business ventures. These were patriots who risked their lives for the freedoms we hold dear today. The reason I tell you that story here today is it's moments like that that remind me, that should remind all of us that what makes America great, what makes us exceptional, what makes us arguably the greatest, no, not arguably, it makes us the greatest country in the history of the world. It's been all throughout our nation's history. In moments of crisis, be it economic or fiscal, be it military or spiritual, what makes America amazing has been all throughout those times. There have been men and women of courage who've been willing to stand up and think more about the future of their children and their grandchildren than they thought about their own political futures. Ladies and gentlemen, here today, let me tell you, this is one of those moments. This is one of those times in American history. This is a moment when we can look back and tell future generations, we were there. We heeded the call. We did what was required to make America great again. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for what you're going to be doing in the coming days. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless the great United States of America. Thank you.